for those for that combination there with Highland Bling and OTI Racing. Newfoundland got the lighter weight. Tim Clark flies down to ride for Waterhouse and Botts, $7. He's proven out at the trip, but he's got that wide barrier to deal with. And Hurry Curry, been well backed at the Open, 12 into 10 and then 10 into 850. Jamie Mellum looking for her third win of the day. This horse a last start winner and only carries 53 kilos. So horses left, right and centre at the top of the market can do the job. And one man who's been in sparkling form in Victoria in particular is Danny O'Brien. He is going at 54% return on your investment from his past 50 starters and a 50% winning strike rate, if you don't mind. So he is going absolutely sensationally all over the place, but his recent form at Morphettville is very, very good. His runners, of course, Hurry Curry in the Cup and then a couple more to finish off the afternoon. You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call that number on your screen or visit the website.
Yeah, so time for the big one. So the market there with Josh. Let's have a look at the three favourites, John. So we're going to start with Highland Bling, and we'll see plenty of other runners coming out of the Lord Reams, which was in fact won by Eventually.
Plenty of cup chances in this race. Highland Bling is in the OTI colours. Excuse me, he just settles behind the speed here coming to the home turn. Has every chance in the run, but was still nice and strong to the line. The winner of the race is Eventually. She's in the nose roll behind him, getting to the outside of runners there with the white sleeves and the white cap. I think the horse to take the most improvement out of this race is Highland Bling. He went into this race second up. He had a pretty soft run first up, so I'm sure he'll have a fitness benefit from the Lord Reams. You can see just how strongly Eventually finishes off. I don't think 3,200 is a great problem for her. She's a really relaxed mare, and she seems to eat up these distances. Maybe Crimson Vine had just too tough a run, but I've got a feeling she'll pull.
Now, John, Berkeley Square is your top selection for the Cup, and we're going to have a look at its last win at Flemington. And once again, there's some other horses you can pinpoint here.
Yeah, definitely. Berkeley Square's in the all lime green. This is him making a run from back of the field, as he always does. He's nice and strong to the line here, and he carried 61.5 kilos. The horse in the lime green that is behind him is Dictionary. I thought he ran really well. Got shuffled out of it a bit in the straight, but he makes good ground also. Newfoundland is in the navy with the white cap dropping out at the back. He certainly performed below his best on this occasion, but as you can see there, Berkeley Square, no problems at all carrying the weight and nice and strong to the finish.
Just on Newfoundland, John, he's been back to the jump out since though.
He has. He's had a 1,400-metre jump out at Flemington in between runs. He was okay. Thought he was a little bit one-paced. He was asked for an effort. There he is in basically his race colours with a dark-coloured cap on this occasion. Settled wide midfield. He was given a decent hit out in this jump out. He responded okay. Maybe a stayer mid-prep. We can understand he's a little bit one-paced, but I thought it was a fair jump out for a horse trying to win a feature race. We know that prior to that last run at Flemington, he was a lot better. He took out a race at Warwick Farm prior to that and certainly rated on that occasion a rating that would put him in the finish here.
Runners are in the mounting yard for the Sportsbet Adelaide Cup. Let's dive into the yard right now.
This mounting yard is brought to you by the 2026 Magic Millions Adelaide Yearling Sale. Catalogue online now.
So we start with number one, Berkeley Square. He is the class horse of the race. He's won over $2 million. He's got the big one. Everyone else pretty much down on the minimum, John.
What he has done, once you get past the first 5 or 6 runners, because of those compressed weights, he's got a lot of these horses carrying 53 when ideally they'd be weighted a lot lighter than that. So he's taken a few of his chances out of the race. He's used to carrying big weights, as I say. 59.5 is lighter than the weights he's carried at his last 3 runs. Last start, I thought he was super, winning with 61.5. He's got plenty of ratings that put him right in this. I think if he can reproduce his last run, he would possibly win the race. The map is going to be awkward back inside runners, but he's used to coming from a long way back.
Gee, he's relaxed, John, isn't he?
He is. I don't think he'll spend much energy early in the run, and yeah, I think he's every chance to run out a solid trip. He's had 4 runs with the blinkers back on, and he hasn't over-raced in any of them.
Newfoundland ran second in the Cup last year behind Silent Sorrente. It's back again. Tim Clark is aboard. He's had 5 rides on this galloper for 3 wins.
That race behind Silent Sorrento, he got out and led. He had every chance in the run. Rated a solid rating on that occasion. I thought he rated a similar figure when he won at listed level at Warwick Farm 2 starts ago. Below par last start, blinkers back on. He did wear blinkers about 4 starts ago and only went reasonable.
It's the biggest day of Sarah Rutten's short training career. 2 runners in the Cup, 3 eventually is one of them.
I love this mare. She's a beautiful athletic mare. She always parades sensationally well. She's a really loose walker, and she's a big, strong mare with a big stride on her. She's only been beaten once in her career when she's run past 2,000 metres, and arguably she should have gone close on that occasion. Career best effort last start, winning the Lord Reims. She's not badly weighted and certainly not badly served under official ratings here. I think she's not a bad price.
Will Clarken's done a lot of great things in his training career, John. This will rank right up if he can get 4 Kamachi to win the Adelaide Cup, in my opinion.
I agree with that, Terry. He's been racing well, and I can understand the ownership wanting to have a go at the race. The race he won 2 starts ago, the Premier's Plate, I thought he had a number of things in his favour. He was over 2,000 metres, he was on a quick backup, and he was very well ridden. I couldn't see him going any better than that, and I thought he regressed last start over 2,600. He'll pull hard. I'm going to take him on.
What about Sarah Rutten's other runner, John, Crimson Vine? You think she might pull as well?
She's got a tendency to over-race a little bit over shorter trips, but in her favour, she's had 3 runs over 2,500 plus and never missed a place. So racing keenly hasn't stopped her running well over those staying trips, but 2 miles might be a different kettle of fish. Thought she covered a bit of extra ground last start. She was only beaten 0.6 of a length. The run had plenty of merit. I'm just worried how she's going to settle.
The Philip Stokes stable building a remarkable record, really, I think it's fair to say. In the short time they've been running horses in the Adelaide Cup, they line up Highland Bling.
They've been having success with horses near the limit weight, lightly raced horses and horses on the way up. Highland Bling fits that bill, and it looks like a target race. Not that many of the horses that are trained from Victoria seem to target this race, and this is one that's obviously been on the Stokes Stables radar and OTI's radar. He came back over to SA and ran second in that Lord Reims. He had every chance, but he ran well. You would think the stable will have some improvement in him off that run. Lockie Neindorf will no doubt try to go forward and settle in the first few from that wide gate.
Kirkliston Blue trying to emulate his half-brother, the 2012 Adelaide Cup winner, Realia.
Generally races forward, but just got shuffled back slightly on the home turn in the Lord Reims. He ran well. He was beaten a length and a half at the finish, and he wasn't going away. He seems to stay all day. He's won pace, but he's got a good record when he gets to that 1.5 miles plus. You have to give him some chance based on his most recent run. Facts and figures put him right around horses like Highland Bling, and eventually I think he's over the odds.
And you think this is a good chance too, John, at a price, 8 Dictionary?
Just noticing some serious money coming for Dictionary late here.
Yes.
I'm buoyed by that. I thought he ran really well last start. If he can repeat that rating, he is right in this. He should have gone very close to winning that race. It was the right form race. Berkeley Square won it. T.O. Nugent's won 2 races on Dictionary. He's been riding the horse well recently. He knows him well. His mother's a full sister to Mackay Diva. I'm hoping that's where he gets the staying prowess from.
Hard to believe that we're watching Hastela War go around in an Adelaide Cup at 200 to 1 or thereabouts. At one stage, John, he was being touted as a Melbourne Cup horse, but he's been... well, he's had his career really hurt by injuries, and he's now at the veteran stage, 10 years of age.
Well, you can understand why it's such a big price. In his last 9 starts, the best he's been able to do is finish 7th. He actually didn't run too badly in the Lord Reims. It was his best run for a while when he was beaten 4 lengths. I have to take him on recent form. We love the horse. We know that he could have been a very good horse had it not been for the number of injuries, but surely his best days are well behind him.
Hurry Curry, the 10. Danny O'Brien chasing a 3rd win in the Cup. Jamie Mellon looking for a 2nd.
Bit of timing about this mare. She's only started further than 2,000 metres twice. One of them was back in 2024. She ran 3rd to Treasure the Moment in the VRC Oaks. And then the only other time Danny O'Brien's raced her to this trip, she won, at Sandown a couple of weeks ago. Yes, it was a midweek race, but she ran that 2400 right out. The horse she beat, Bright Legend, came out and won at stakes level on Friday night. I'm still not 100% sold on the strength of the form around Hurry Curry, but she's going the right way. Lightweight, Jamie Mellon, Danny O'Brien.
Samuel Langhorne in a good stable with Mick Kent. Very promising young rider, Luke Cartwright in the saddle. He hasn't won for a long time, John.
He hasn't, pretty well bang on 2 years. He was okay in the Lord Reams. He held ground solidly behind eventually. He's got a lightweight here, but he's very awkwardly drawn.
Urban Outlook for John Simons and Sheila Laxon. They've only had this galloper for a short time. Of course, we know Sheila so famously well. The Cups double in Melbourne in 2001 with Ethereal, and 2 years ago with John winning the Melbourne Cup with Knight's Choice.
He'll run the trip, Urban Outlook. He won over 3,000 metres 3 starts ago, but his most recent run was well below the level he'd need. Yes, he carried some weight, but he ran 11th to Hurry Curry.
Just introduced myself to Ashley Morgan. He's never been to South Australia. He rides Urban Outlook here in the Cup. 13 American Wolf. We've seen him here before, John. In fact, he ran in our Derby last year, running 8th behind Feminilla after winning the St Ledger at Flemington.
That St Ledger's over 2,800 metres, and he was strong to the finish there. I think 2 miles is in his favour. He's just going fairly, though. He's coming out of weaker form references. He's come out of a string of benchmark races, but I think the 2 miles is a plus.
Sentimental Flame, horse number 14, ran in the Cup last year. Actually ran okay running 7th.
She did. It's been a long, long time since she last won a race, 2023, and you wouldn't have thought 3rd of 6 at Balaclava to Alenia would win you an Adelaide Cup.
Triple figure odds also for the 15 Alenia for Garrett Lynch and Siren Fork.
Well, she ran a lot better than Sentimental Flame in that race, but you'd need a vivid imagination to see her winning the race. It'd be a Cinderella story if it was to happen.
Zebulon ran in that Sandown race won by Hurry Curry, running 3rd. Paul Prushka, the trainer, he can do things like this, John.
Yeah, he's probably had a fair bit of racing compared to Surprise Baby, hasn't he? He's going to try to win the Cup at start number 11, but the last race he won was a benchmark 56 at Stall. Does come out of the Hurry Curry race and is finishing on. Sabre
Athena is horse number 17. Kate Walters having a 3rd ride in the Adelaide Cup. This one for Mark Gregg from Warrnambool.
Terry, I have to risk her. She last won a race at a high weight level over 3,400. In fact, I'd just about streak down the straight if she won, Tez.
Well, gee, I hope they got that on tape. And Chance Taken, horse 18.
Yeah, I've got him marked exactly the same price, which is 0. He comes out of that Alenia race where he ran last at Balaclava. He hasn't raced as well as he can this prep.
OK, your numbers, John, then we'll get a market update with Josh.
I've gone 1, 6, 2 and 8. I'm with the toppy Barclay Square, class runner of the field, to beat Highland Bling and Newfoundland. Thanks, Dan. Good luck, mate. They're just going to read a market first.
Talking about here, Highland Bling, new favourite or co-favourite with Barclay Square. So it's been a good move for this galloper. You can see it is the new favourite, replacing Barclay Square. And the other one is Dictionary. The boys reference the money there, 15 into 13 into 11. So Barclay Square and Highland Bling co-favourites, but Dictionary the best backed at a price here in the Sportsbet Adelaide Cup. You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call that number on your screen or visit the website.
Dan O'Sullivan returns back to Adelaide. Just spent a bit of time here a few years ago. Barclay Square, that owned in SA, a race the owners would love to win.
Yeah, for sure. I was over here for 4 years, from 98 to 2002, and had a bit of luck here. And it's always good to get back and be really feel like we've got half the crowd, or at least half the crowd in the mountain yard, got a share in this horse. So it'll be a big thrill if we can get him across the line first.
Carrying a big weight, but it's something you haven't been afraid of doing with him, and he seems up to it. He carried 61.5 at Flemington.
Yeah, for sure. He's earned the weight. He's won the Group 2 race. He's carried the weight before. Probably think the thing is the momentum. As long as he doesn't get checked from the barrier 1, he gets a smooth run from 800 metres home. That's the main thing. With that weight, you don't want to stop-start.
Would you like to see Luke starting to work to the outside of runners, or do you want to plot a path between them?
Left it completely up to Luke. You know, it's pretty hard to work it out. He knows the horse well. You try and commit to something like that, and all of a sudden it doesn't work out, and it opens up the inside. You're getting off the fence a little bit. Luke's a champion rider. He'll work it out.
And Terry was remarking in the yard, gee, he's a relaxed horse in the mounting yard.
Yeah, he's paraded. He's travelled over really well. He's paraded really well. He's been in the races quite a few times now, and he knows what his job is.
Best of luck, Dan. I'm just going to pass that microphone over to Philip Stokes, who is the trainer of Highland Bling. We've heard from one of the favourites trainers, Philip Stokes, Highland Bling. Bit of sense of timing about this guy, ready to peak.
Yeah, we've obviously aimed for this race. He's ready to peak. He hasn't got the class of Berkeley Square. Let's not kid ourselves. But if he can get a bit of luck, I'm confident he'll stay, and he's got the right weight.
Probably looked the winner last start. Was he half a run short?
Second up, hard to do. He's tightened up a lot since then. I'm very happy the way he paraded. He sweats up, but that's him. So I feel the fitness is there, and he'll give a good sight.
He's run well over 3,000 metres before. That's obviously a box you've ticked that Berkeley Square hasn't.
Exactly. So let's hope that's the winning formula.
And finally, after they come past us the first time, where do you want Highland Bling to be?
I've left it all up to Lockie. He'll work it out.
SA, a place you've spent a lot of your time before basing yourself over at Pakenham. You've made this race your own in recent time. You seem to target the same types of horses, these young up-and-comers near the minimum.
Yeah, this horse though probably wouldn't have the... He's got staying ability, but he probably wouldn't be as good as Stakesweek Junior and May. But probably another 12 months he might be.
Let's hope. Best of luck.
Thank you.
There we go, Philip Stokes and Dan O'Sullivan both having a chat there with John as they begin to load for the Sportsbet Adelaide Cup. Highland Bling favourite right at the moment, $4.80. Berkeley Square, $5.50. Newfoundland at $6. Dictionary, the one that John mentioned he thought was good value, it was about $20 when we did the preview this morning. It's found its way all the way into $12. Hurry Curry's on the fourth line of betting, though, for Jamie Millam and Danny O'Brien. So at the moment, Hurry Curry, $8.50 with Sportsbet. Kamachi, number 4. There's money for Kamachi, John, $9.50 with Sportsbet.
There is big money for Kamachi as we have a look at some of these crowd shots. What amazing shots. The Racing SA and the South Australian Jockey Club could not be any happier.
John, they're the shots we actually want, though, for our Group 1 days as well in April and May, but we just can't get them then.
Well, hopefully the people that have come today, we might get some of these general public back. They've been part of the atmosphere, and you can just hear how loud they are while these races have been run and the noise they're making when the horses down the straight, coming down the straight. Fantastic to be part of it here, and looking forward to this, Terry.
We are getting close to a start. There's only a few to load. It's the first time for Tim Edwards to call a Sportsbet Adelaide Cup.
And Kamachi, 2 to load for this year's running of the Adelaide Cup, 3,200 metres for 2026. Almost set. Crimson Vine goes in, and Kamachi to complete the lineup now. So they're all in. 3,200 metres, the Adelaide Cup for 2026. Red lights on. Berkeley Square to run favourite. They're ready. Set to see them run. They stand well. The 18 of them. We're underway. Oh, Berkeley Square's come out last. About 8 lengths behind them. Hold on to your tickets. The favourite. Berkeley Square stayed in the gates in a sensation early on. So we've got speed from Hurry Curry in the early part, and Kamachi and Newfoundland's going forward as well. It's going to be Kamachi leading Newfoundland. Kirkliston Blue and deep out Highland Bling going forward. It's moving up around the outside. 5th placing then was Hurry Curry as they're making their way towards the home straight on this occasion. Sentimental Flame and Dictionary the next pair. Then came on the inside is moving through there. Along the inside Zibulon from Hustler War. Now then came behind those, then was eventually Berkeley Square has caught on now from Sabre Athena, Urban Outlook, Adlenia, and Samuel Langhorne is last. So a bit of a sensation early. Kamachi's the leader by the crowd here. 2 lengths clear. Highland Bling is second, and Newfoundland is third as they go past the big crowd now. Hurry Curry is 4th from Kirkliston Blue, Sentimental Flame. Then came Zibulon on the inside. Further back then came Chance Taken on the outside of Dictionary. Then Crimson Vine around the outside then of moving underneath of it. Then American Wolf. It's about halfway down. Berkeley Square and Hustler War the next pair. Then came eventually and Sabre Athena, Urban Outlook and Alenia. Samuel Langhorne can see them all. So this is Daring Tactics by Lucy Fiore on Kamachi. All of a sudden, the lead is about 7 lengths now as they run out to the 1,800 metre mark. Kamachi looking to give Will Clarkin back-to-back cups, led by 7 lengths. Highland Bling is second. Third on the outside, Newfoundland. 4th the inside is Hurry Curry. Kirkliston Blue gets into a trailing spot in 5th as they run down the back from Sentimental Flame, who's on the outside of Zibulon. Still the margin 7 lengths this leader. Midfield then was Dictionary. Further back in the field came Crimson Vine. Around the outside then of American Wolf. Further back in the field then came Hustler War. Berkeley Square, who blew it at the start, is beyond midfield. Eventually in Sabre Athena the next pair. Urban Outlook is back in third last from Alenia, and and Samuel Langhorne must be at least 15 off the leader in last position. All of a sudden, that lead of 7 lengths is only 4. Kamachi is the leader. 1,000 metres to go in the Adelaide Cup. Such in second, Highland Bling. Sentimental Flame, Newfound Land is starting to move into it. Then came Chance Taken. Kirkliston Blue, the runs are coming thick and fast now. Then came behind those American Wolf getting into the clear from Zibulon. Crimson Vine out wider. Dictionary eventually hooks the widest of them all. The new leader now, Highland Bling. Lockie Neindorf has gone for home. 600 metres to go. Race changing complexion. Kirkliston Blue went to second. Hurry Curry's running on. Crimson Vine out very wide is running on out very deep on the track. It's Highland Bling, the leader. They turn here. It's a length in front now. Getting after it now, American Wolf the outside. Further back was Hurry Curry. It's American Wolf now going up to join the leader, which is Highland Bling. American Wolf and Highland Bling are going to settle down to fight out the Adelaide Cup. American Wolf and Highland Bling. Highland Bling's coming back for Lockie. Highland Bling, American Wolf. What a finish! My goodness, what a finish! Terrific go. Highland Bling or American Wolf, I'm not sure. Third is either Crimson Vine. Hurry Curry was there with Crimson Vine for the minor end from Zibulon. Barclay Square, Hustler the War. Further back in the field came Dictionary. Now, American Wolf has lost the rider here past the line. Then Kirkliston Blue, Chance Taken. Eventually, Alenia, Sabre Athena. And back towards the end, Sentimental Flame with Urban Outlook and Newfound Land. What a finish.
Incredible battle here up the home straight, and sensation when the race started with Barclay Square missing the start. We'll try and look at that. Jet Stanley on 13, American Wolf, which has won the Cup, has dumped Jet Stanley. The horse is now on the loose in front of the main grandstand here. It's now turned around, heading back the other way. There's a lot going on here, John. What a clash between American Wolf and the runner-up Highland Bling. And American Wolf has won narrowly here for Jet Stanley, Trent Busselton and Natalie Young.
What a thrill for Jet Stanley. We talked pre-race that the 2 miles might have been in American Wolf's favour, and it was a brilliant ride by Jet, piloting that path through the middle of the field to be within striking distance of the home turn. Highland Bling looked certain to be beaten 200 out, but he has rallied very strongly underneath Lockie Neindorf. He's only missed by a bob of the head. They've come right away from the third horse, Hurry Curry, who was given a peach of a ride by Jamie Mellon, and then Crimson Vine for Sarah Rutten, the best of the true SA locals. 13, 6, 1 and 5, Terry.
13, 6, 10 and 5. And 15's run fifth, by the way, John. Alenia for Siren Fork and Garrett Lynch. That captured the winner, by the way, American Wolf. And Jet Stanley. I've never seen a winning jockey come back like this, John.
This is absolutely amazing. This race has had everything from start to finish. We saw the mid-race being set up by Kamachi at strong sectionals. There was a huge amount of real estate throughout the field there. And the second horse, Highland Bling, was one of those horses that had to cart the field up to Kamachi. He's been very game, if nothing else, and he's beaten the third horse by 5 3/4 lengths. So he's been very unlucky not to have won. He's only just missed, but American Wolf has stayed the 2 miles out best.
Natalie Young is on track, I've been told by Leah Conlon, who's probably looking after the horse, but she's just out in the mounting yard there, actually, with Kylie from the Jockey Club, but she's on her way towards us now. As we know, she always looks stunning on race day, does Natalie Young, and today no exception, dressed in blue. She's just getting through all of the people here gathered in the yard to join us. Hey, Nat, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. I was about to jump the fence and run out and catch the horse just then. Like, thank God Jet's okay, but this is always the horse's grand final. We were a little worried we weren't going to get into the race with his rating, and he's like 6th start today. He just rode him a treat. He relaxed nicely, and that's what the horse really needed. And Jet, he's just coming along in leaps and bounds. He's turning into such a great jockey. I've known him since he's been a baby, and so great that he's won a cup for us. I'm absolutely over the moon.
You must have had great confidence that the 2 miles wasn't going to be a problem after his win in the St Leger last year as a 3-year-old at 2,800 metres.
Yeah, the distance was never the issue. It was all about him relaxing, and I said to Jet, if you can, try and be in the first half of the field, but I said it's all about him getting rhythm, and he jumped a bit slow, and he slowly just creeped up there, and he just kept him nice and relaxed, just stuck the hands in front of the saddle, and he got into a nice. He made a little bit of move at the 800. I think he actually put him in a little bit of a spot, and it just got him off the fence and ready to pounce, you know, 3 or 4 out where the grass is obviously better. And yeah, just ran him a treat. At the finish line, I was like, did we get it? Did we get it? And we did. So it's Carp's fantastic for high calibre racing. Peter and Robin Darby, they're here. They've had a great month. They're part owners of Streisand, so I think it's going to be a good night.
And for Jet Stanley as well, I had a good chat with him at Murray Bridge on Saturday. He rode at Murray Bridge. He went to Stony Creek yesterday and back here to Morphettville today. He's working hard, this young man.
Yeah, well, you know, he's learned that from Paris and Brent. You know, he's from a fantastic family. I was just talking to Paris out there. She's the first one to ring me. We've known them since, you know, in our 20s. So Jets, he's just gone places. You know, he won the Lanchester Cup. He's got a fantastic personality and he works hard, and that's the good makings of a fantastic jockey.
You said this was the grand final for this horse today. You know, you had it on the radar right from the start of the prep. Obviously, does he go to the paddock now?
Well, he has had a 6th run. He's still all dappled. He looks great. He's still eating up every morning. We'll get him home, weighed up. But if he goes anywhere else after this, we'll give him a good sort of 3 or 4 weeks between runs. Obviously, coming to Adelaide and coming back, having 6 runs, you've got to look after him a little bit. But the fact that this was what we told the owners, this was the grand final, we got her who won it, this is absolutely fantastic.
I was looking for you everywhere after the race. Leah Conlon gave me a shout-out, local trainer. That Nat's here. She's just out there in the yard somewhere. So did this horse travel across?